he just punched me as hard as he could in my back, and man, it hurt. And I, like a coward, I just sat there and didn't do anything. Last night, after finishing up work on this building behind me, I had planned on camping out in the back of the truck here. I was just gonna rough and tough it, sleep outside. It was gonna be about 5 degrees, and it turned out it was a little less than that. It got close to pretty much really close to 0 degrees Fahrenheit last night, but I was gonna tough it out. I was gonna make my meal in the back of the truck here and just suffer a little bit. But I had access to a cabin just down the road with heat, with electricity, with a hot, warm meal I could prepare on the gas-fired stovetop. And I chose to do that. Like a schlub, like some sort of chump, I chose the easy route. And I'm not saying that this is a deal breaker. I'm not saying this is going to have a dramatic effect on the rest of my life, this one small decision, but it's the accumulated effects of always picking the easy way that has a big effect on your life. You will never get tougher, you'll never get stronger, and you won't learn from the hardships. It's important. It's so important to oftentimes, as much as possible, to choose the tougher way, to do the harder things so you can become physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally tougher every single day. Consistently using your time wisely, not wasting time, and putting effort into becoming better at whatever it is. It doesn't matter what it is necessarily, as long as you're consistently getting better at something. You're always growing, and every single day you're getting better. There may come a time in my life when physically I can no longer do the things that I want to do. I can no longer climb the mountains and lift the heavy things. That's going to happen one day in my life, but that's never going to stop me from continuing to get better in any way that I can. I can always mentally get better. I can always learn more. I could be better, and I can stop making excuses for it. We have people in our lives that count on us to solve problems as they present themselves. Our loved ones sleep easy at night knowing that we will take care of any situation that comes their way. And that's why they can sleep so well at night, is because we are there. The temptations of the world are always going to be there to lead us astray. That voice in your head, the good and evil voice inside your head, there's always going to be that voice saying, you've done enough. Take the day off. It's cold outside. You don't need to be out there. And there's always going to be that voice there that tells you to be weak, to be a coward. I spent my youth running away from difficult things. When a challenge presented itself, I turned away and walked away from it, or ran away from it. And I don't do that crap anymore. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the old me. I'm sick of the way that I used to live my life. I'll fight anyone now. I remember, listen to this, since we're confessing moments of weaknesses, when I was in high school, I was on the wrestling team, and I had an opportunity to wrestle varsity. I don't remember what grade I was in. Let's say I was in 10th grade. I had an opportunity to challenge the varsity guy that was in my weight class to take his spot. And I didn't do it. I turned it down because I was afraid. I was afraid of losing. I was afraid of the challenge, so I just turned it down and said, you know what, I'll stay JV. Eventually, I worked my way up to varsity, but that's not the point. I'll never forget that moment where I was weak, where I was a coward. There's tons of examples, maybe not tons, but there's other examples like that in my life that I'm ashamed of. When I was a kid, there was a bully on the bus. I was sitting on the bus, and this bully he was much bigger than me, big dude. He just punched me as hard as he could in my back, and man, it hurt. And I, like a coward, I just sat there and didn't do anything. What I should have done is attacked like a rabid squirrel. And he probably would have beat me up. I probably would have lost that fight, but that's okay. I would have walked away with both eyes black and my head held high. And looking back now that I'm an adult, I don't do that crap anymore. Like, I'll fight anyone. Bring it on. I'll lose a lot, guaranteed. But I won't turn it down. I won't walk away from it. And there's moments like that when I should have slept out in the truck, and I should have been tougher, and I should have mentally not given in to the weakness. Those are the moments in my life that I remember. I remember those because those moments piss me off so much that I won't do it again. And that scar that I've created right there is going to be with me the rest of my life. And it's not like I walk around in guilt all the time because of bad decisions that I've made, but it motivates me, it inspires me sometimes to not be weak anymore. I won't be weak anymore. I'm gonna be the man. I will fight to be the toughest dude on the block. Maybe I won't be. Yeah, I'm not gonna be. There's always gonna be somebody bigger, badder, and tougher than me. But that's not the point. The point is that I'm always pushing and I'm always striving to be better because there's people in my life that depend on it. They need better. They deserve better. And I will be better. I personally feel like our kids are not going to grow up in as easy of a world that we did. They're going to have it harder for various reasons, name it, all of the reasons. And I think that it's important for us to show how disciplined and how hard that we work on, name the subject. Whether it's, working out, getting physically stronger, or reading consistently, just becoming more intelligent, more well-versed on whatever it is that we want to learn more about. I don't necessarily feel that it's that important what we are actually working on, as long as our children see us being consistent and working every single day to get better. They see us every day get up, put our boots on, and head out to do the things, whatever those things may be. I recently watched the movie Leave the World Behind, which I personally wasn't a big fan of. Thought it was pretty boring, not ultra realistic, and frustrating to say the least. And if you've got small children, young children, definitely don't watch it with them. The dad in the movie, for example, he's this weak, cowardly individual. He's got a strong-willed, driven wife that's the head of the household, basically, and he's this, admittedly, later in the movie, he admits that he's basically a useless man, and which was true. He played the part well, but I think that is the problem with a lot of what's going on in America. Is we have a society of useless men that won't stand up for what's right. They won't do the right things. They cower away. They run away from problems and struggles, and they don't work every single day on becoming better. The kids are just left to figure things out for themselves, and they oftentimes, unfortunately, make the wrong choices in life that lead them astray and create more and more difficulty, and then this chain reaction, this generational curse, if you want to call it that, flows on to the next generation and the next generation and the next generation. And so it's up to us right now, it's up to you to stop that generational curse right now. Maybe you grew up without a dad. Maybe your dad was a deadbeat. Maybe your dad beat up on you and your mom. Maybe he was just a straight up douchebag. Maybe he was weak and cowardly. It's time to stop that right now with your generation, with us. It's time to do something about it. Don't be passive. Don't be submissive. Stand up for what's right. Fight for what's right. Do the right things every chance that you get. The world that we're talking about might require us to be more well-rounded. Might require us to possess more than one skill. If you only do one thing, and that's all you've ever done, it's just this one job, you push the button, you do the thing. If that's all you're capable of doing, that might present itself to be a very, very big problem in the future. We might have to expand our horizons. We might have to take on jobs such as this. Like, I didn't grow up in construction. My dad wasn't a construction worker. I didn't know how to do any of this stuff. I didn't own any of the tools. But when I moved back to the East Coast, I took it upon myself to learn these skills, to pick up a trade so I could make ends meet and provide for my family. It was not without its hiccups and bumps in the road and mistakes made and all of that. Definitely not, and not without its struggles and hardships. But it's through those struggles and hardships that I became better, and it's through the mistakes, all the mistakes that I made, which was many, that I learned a ton. And now I'm not just a one-trick pony. Not only can I teach somebody very effectively how to do a power clean, but I can also build a house. And I'm not special. There's nothing special about me at all. Anybody watching this video can do exactly the same thing. You can learn new skills, learn a new trade, and become useful in a world that might require you to do something with your hands. I guess what I'm getting at, guys, is just take the long way home sometimes. Take the rough trail. Take the black diamond as opposed to the, I don't know, whatever the easy ski route is. Green dot. I don't know. I'm not a skier. But learn new skills. Get tougher. Get stronger physically, spiritually, emotionally every single day. Just be better. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to the people around you. That is all. Bye-bye.